everybody, how's it going? It's Melissa, and I've been getting this question a lot on the Instagram DMs. People are like, spill the tea, let us know how it was and stuff. And even though I don't consider this tea, I'm gonna be totally honest with y'all about my experience with, meeting other content creators at Scent Explorer. Because it was honestly overall a great time. My favorite part about Scent Explorer was truly meeting y'all though, because y'all had me smiling ear to ear for 2 days straight. Like, it was such a humbling experience and a sweet experience to just meet y'all face to face, and y'all would tell me what you thought about me and my videos, and likewise we were just able to have conversations super easily, and it honestly kept me on an adrenaline high the whole entire New York trip. So meeting y'all, definitely that's the number one spot. But this is what everybody wants to know, is how it was meeting other fragrance creators. And let me start by saying, the ladies that are running this game are so sweet. I had the best time meeting the ladies, like with Andrea, Curly Scents, Michelle, Curly Fragrance, and also Erica. Really, really sweet. All three of these ladies I got to have good conversations with. And again, my first time meeting them and all that. And we didn't even talk about fragrances, y'all, except me and Erica, because we filmed a video in her hotel, right, about fragrances. But outside of that, the conversation was just flowing so naturally, just about anything and everything, right? And the hugs were going around, it was laughter was always there. It was a great time. And even my sister, who was my videographer, that came through to kind of just capture little moments of my time on that trip, she was like, they're so sweet. She had the best time actually talking with Miss Fresh. I was like, hey, who was the person that you love talking to the most at Scent Explorer? And she's like, no joke, Miss Fresh. And I was like, she's just fucking awesome. Everybody, those ladies, so great. There's a reason why they're on top of the game and people love them, because they really are just amazing to talk to. They just have that energy that, it makes you feel welcome. And for me, kind of as a newbie coming into this, they've been in the game for maybe at least 5 years now. There was no ego, nothing like that. Really, really down to earth, all right? Versus my experience and all that. Yes, I'm talking about, those girls as well, but also other content creators that are bigger on platforms like Instagram, right? Still, with the ladies, it was all love. They would just say stuff like, oh, I love your content. Can we take a picture together? Oh, I love this. All just happiness, positivity. And for me, I was eating that up. I was like, this is great. I'm like, this is just it feels, I felt at home with it, if you will, Now I will, this is where my honesty is going to come in. When it came to meeting guys outside of Joe Sent Me, because him, I feel I want to just call him Uncle Joe, because even when I was a smaller channel, and I still feel I'm a small channel, by the way, y'all, but when I was really just trying to come up, he just took notice of me and immediately was like, hey, let's go on live together. And he would catch up, and him and I would just kind of go back and forth on the DMs, just seeing how we are in our personal lives and stuff. So for him, that's Uncle Joe right there. You know what I mean? I'll run to that man, give him a hug. He was busy hosting the event in his Dolce & Gabbana shoes, just literally superstar of a guy, right? But outside of him, for the most part, the energy was different when it came from the women with the men, whereas the guys that were content creators that would come up to me had more of a male bravado competitiveness, if you will, right? About oh yeah, I have this many subscribers, and my thing, I'm about to get views on this and all, you know what I mean? And the thing is, I wouldn't even ask about content creator stuff. I'd be like, hey, how are you? That's so sweet. How long are you gonna be in New York for, right? So it was just kind of, because I talk about fragrances a lot on YouTube, so if I get to see you in person and we could talk about other things outside of that, that's super cool. But what I noticed is the dynamic shift was very noticeable, and it was different. It was almost as if, I think competitive is kind of the way to put it, and kind of trying to flex what they had without, and I was not participating in this one-up sort of thing. For me, it's I've said this in multiple videos before, but I feel like there's a lot of room in the content creator table with fragrances, whatever your niche would be. Like, I'm rooting for anybody and everybody that wants to jump in and make videos and, you know, grow their platform, because there's space for everybody. I don't look at somebody that's new and coming up or somebody that's been here for a while and I'm like, oh, I have to do better than that person. Like, I have to, like, it, you know, or look down on somebody for not having certain numbers. Because I feel like once you get into the numbers game of everything, it'll there's something about it that kind of icks me out. Like, it takes over your head, right? I feel like if your idea of it is, oh, I have to have a lot of followers, I have to have a lot of likes, I have to have a lot of views, the burnout will be easier. And on top of that, it's also easier to kind of develop like a sour attitude about things. Like, if something doesn't perform as well, you want to delete it right away. Or I don't know. I don't look at people as competition in this game. And I'm not even saying that in a cocky way. To me, I just compete with myself, right? So I'm like, this is where I'm at right now. How can I achieve something to be better than where I'm at? As for other creators, like I've told y'all, I don't go watching other people's videos on things like that and seeing what these people are saying about certain scents, right? Because also, I don't want it to skew my bias. It's not that I don't support them, because I absolutely do. But it's like, if I'm going to do a first impression of a fragrance like Ombre Nuit, I'm not going to go watch people's videos on Ombre Nuit, then record one for you, and then I already have what they said in my mind. Like, I want it to be completely fresh. So that's the standpoint that I'm coming from. And also, I tend to not just watch fragrance videos for fun. Like, there's other things that I would rather watch, because I mainly talk about fragrances. I talk at the camera. So when the camera's talking at me or my phone's talking at me, I want it to be another hobby that I'm interested in. All right. So that's just kind of like the real of it, is a lot of the vibe when it came to men in the fragrance game, whether it was they were on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever it was, it just kind of had that feeling to it of like, oh, I'm competing with you. And for me, I was just kind of like, okay, like, yeah, like, keep climbing, keep doing your thing, you know what I mean? Like, hustle, you know what I mean? Do what you got to do with stuff like that. Because it was just so different, because I actually met the girls first, right? And like, fun time talking about everything and anything. And then with the guys, we would just like, right off introduction, off the bat, it's like, oh, it's so nice to meet you. Hey, I got this many views, by the way, and I have this many subscribers, and I've been doing it, blah, 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 blah. Like, it was just kind of like, I was like, it was so different, y'all. I was like, oh, dude, like, sweet. You know what I mean? Because still, at the end of the day, even if somebody's like that, I'm still going to wish them love. I'm still going to wish them success, because it's a fun niche to be in. And if that's kind of like the person you are and you want to take it to the next level like that, absolutely go for it. Because I'm the same way. I want to also keep growing, right? But I'm not going to tell people off the bat, like, hey guys, I have this many people watching me and these videos of mine went viral, and like, you know, because it's like, I don't know. I want to be more focused on like the content that I like to make, which is just like kind of keeping it real and making sure that I'm giving my honest opinion. That's truly what it is there. I'm not like week by week going, I have to grow 5,000 subscribers at this time and having that sort of cutoff. Because if y'all are new to the fragrance game or new to just content creation in general, I feel like that's not, to me, I wouldn't recommend having that mindset going into it, because it's a lot easier to kind of crumble and give up if you're so focused on the numbers. And I feel like the people that tend to separate themselves from the crowd are people that, one, you know, like, they enjoy their craft, they enjoy what they're doing. And for me, I want to be on that side of just like organic growth, right? So I'm not trying to I'm not trying to do anything crazy to get viral things or anything like that. I just want it to stay true to who I am as a person. And if people rock with it, that's what makes me happy about it. But that really was the difference. And that was the question that I got a lot of, is like, so like, how are these people like in real life? I will say this though. Let me tell you this. And I got this comment from a few viewers, like of a lot of fragrance channels. And they've told me, they were like, you know, I feel like you're the person that's the most like yourself in person, like meeting you in person, versus like, you know, kind of having you have like watching my videos and meeting me in person. They felt that it was very like one and the same. They're like, you're very much kind of like yourself, right? I did notice that there were more like a lot of content creators are actually more like introverted kind of people, and I find myself to be an introvert as well, kind of a extroverted introvert, if you will, right? But there was definitely kind of more of like still like that shyness, even though in the videos it might be like, oh, like, you know, they're just popping on the camera doing all of this sort of stuff and just being hilarious, all of that. But it was kind of cool because, you know, in person it's like, okay, like they're a little bit more reserved, they're a little bit more subdued. So that was also something very interesting to me, and interesting to a lot of people that were at the event, that kind of got to observe how people were and how people interacted. But for me, like, I don't know, in social settings, like I love that shit. I love going person to person and all that. But again, overall, so fun. Like, regardless of any of that, like I still enjoyed every single encounter, every single conversation I had with somebody. And I felt super fortunate and blessed to be there in the first place, to be invited to an event like that. And I'm already excited for next year's. And I'm like counting down the days. I'm like, damn, I can't wait till December 1st and 2nd again. All right. So if y'all were at the event, please let me know what you thought of just, you know, what fragrances you got, about the brands you saw. If you met your favorite content creators, let me know how that went too. And just your overall New York experience, because I'm rocking with Queens now, y'all. Like I love Queens. Even though the event wasn't at Queens, like I love Queens. All right. Anyways, have a good one. See you in the next video. Take care. Bye.